great pleasure, and I do mean great pleasure because there's been years in the past where I've been involved in conversation of who's going to introduce the speaker, and everybody was kind of like, I didn't give anybody else the opportunity tonight. So, it is a great pleasure and honor that I get to introduce the speaker this evening, Sylvia Hatchell. Sylvia was born in Gastonia, North Carolina, and she is a 1974 graduate of Carson Newman, where she played basketball and volleyball. She also got her feet wet coaching at a local school during that time. She earned her master's in physical education in 1975 from the University of Tennessee, where she coached the junior varsity women's basketball team and worked under and with Pat Summitt. She then spent 11 seasons at Francis Marion in South Carolina as a head coach, and won 2 national titles while she was there in that division. She came to UNC in 1986. Since then, she's been a 3-time National Coach of the Year. She has led Carolina to 8 ACC conference titles, as well as the 1994 NCAA National Championship. This past season, she passed the 900 wins mark and ended the season with an overall record of 908 to 321 as a head coach. She has the most wins of any other active coach. Her Carolina record of 636 wins to 241 losses makes her one of only 3 with over 600 wins in the ACC. And literally, I could go on and read many more impressive statistics, but there are so many other notable awards too. She was inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in 2004. In 2006, she was named the Associated Press National Coach of the Year. She's accumulated numerous medals from international competition, including the Olympics, World University Games, and World Championships. In addition to her coaching honors, she's also been devoted to improving the sport of women's basketball. She has served as president of the Women's Basketball Coaches Association in 1996 to 97, and her most recent title is that of Naismith Hall of Famer. She was officially enshrined earlier this month, joining 9 other Tar Heels, including names that we all recognize: Roy Williams, Dean Smith, Michael Jordan, James Worthy, and she's the first female Tar Heel in the Naismith Hall of Fame. And I happened to DVR the ceremony. It was on Sunday afternoon. It was long, but it was like 4 hours. So, and not that they're not all very important. Now I've lost it. Hold on 2 seconds. I happened to DVR the ceremony, and there it is. And while I'm not going to show her whole speech, because there was a lot of inductees, I did want to show you the introduction. Actually, I started taking notes on it, things I knew that I wanted to say from it, and then I was like, why not? It's 3 minutes. It's not going to take long.
Reflecting upon her childhood in Gastonia, North Carolina, Sylvia Hatchell freely admits that she wasn't very good at checkers and routinely lost to her grandfather at the board game. Now, when her mother tried to intervene on Sylvia's behalf to find out why she wasn't allowed to win, her grandfather replied, "She's got to learn to compete and she's got to learn how to lose." Years later, it's become quite clear that Sylvia has gotten the competition thing down. On February 7, 2013, she became just the 3rd coach in women's college basketball history with more than 900 career victories. So much for learning how to lose.
Sylvia loves competition. She's feisty. She shows up to battle all the time.
Sylvia Hatchell began her career as the JV coach at the University of Tennessee for Pat Summitt, before winning 272 games and 11 seasons as the head coach at Francis Marion College. She then moved on to the University of North Carolina, where she would become a 2-time National Coach of the Year.
Sylvia's an innovator in pushing our game to the next level. You know, we're going to play up-tempo, we're going to play fast, we're going to run, we're going to attack. There were practices, if we didn't run, we was on the baseline running. You know, she always said, get the basketball up, let's go, make it hard on the defense.
It's not about plays, it's about players, and that's the way their personnel is built around speed.
In 1994, Hatchell guided her heels to the national championship game. The dramatic inclusion in Richmond would prove to be an unforgettable moment in women's college basketball history.
Stay at the highest level, competing at the highest level night in and night out unless you are highly competitive. And you don't accidentally win 900 games.
She was one of the great coaches when women's basketball needed to have great coaches. I still think she coaches like it's her first game, which is absolutely terrific.
We've shared a lot, and I get teary-eyed about just to think about all the great things that she's done for the university, but also for me and my family. Sylvia's found a way to be extremely demanding while staying extremely positive, and that's a real gift. She's a winner on the court, she's a winner off the court. What she's accomplished is amazing.
It is amazing. So now we welcome Sylvia Hatchell here tonight to speak to us. Please.
Well, I hadn't seen that. Since the day that happened, I've been on the road recruiting. So anyway, but I'm glad to be here with y'all. Is this thing working okay? I have a gym voice, and also, if you want to move around, some of you want to move up here closer to the front or whatever, because I'm going to be all over the place for the next few minutes. So, but I'm excited about being here with you. I got some commercials. First of all, it was the Naismith Hall of Fame. It doesn't get any better than that, okay? Now, I'm not a person, I don't brag, okay? But I'm going to tell you now, I had to wear this jacket because they gave us this. Friday night, we had a ring ceremony. I got a ring, okay, a Hall of Fame ring, and then I just got my 900 win ring the other day. So, but then they gave us these jackets, and it's got my name on the inside. This is the best silk in the world. Seriously, it is, really. But these were the jackets they gave us on Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday afternoon was the enshrinement there that you got to see. And actually, this is the Naismith Trophy right here. Now, we're going to talk tonight a little bit about how success is about relationships. Now, for you guys, and I know everybody's not a Carolina fan, and that's okay. Everybody has their faults, okay? Now, but, if you want to get some clout here with your dad, your brothers, your husband, boyfriend, whomever, all right, come up here after a while after we finish up. Get the Naismith Trophy. I'll let you have my jacket if you want it. You can take a picture and then take it home and show it to them, and they'll fall out. I'm telling you now. It don't get any better than the Naismith. I mean, I'll be honest with you, that was on my bucket list. Okay, I'm serious. No, because really, I mean, there's only been 10 Tar Heels. I'm the first woman from Carolina, actually of women overall. I think I was the 12th one inducted, and only 6 of those are still alive. So anyway, it was an unbelievable situation. So, but we're gonna have some fun. I got lots of things up here, and I love how young you guys are. I mean, really, and excitement. And after Alan and was it Melissa? Was it here a few minutes ago? I mean, I was ready to say, amen, let's go home, But anyway, you guys are good, and so I'm excited. But I do want to do some commercials here because, like I said, I mean, I flew back from the Naismith. I flew in, I was home 1 hour, got back on the road recruiting, and I hadn't been home hardly any since then because we've been all over the United States recruiting. And we fly back out on Wednesday morning. But y'all will like this. I just came out with my own line of shoes, Hatchell's heels. Okay, I like heels. Last year I wore these for the NC State game, and let me tell you what, we won the game, thank goodness, but I walked to the door when the game was over, and then they had to carry me downstairs. I'll tell you what, now these things are pretty, and I told the company that was a Carolina Graduate Business School, that actually the owner, a young woman, she graduated in 2000, and it's her company now, and so I said, look, make a shoe that's a little bit smaller heel. So last week, we got the smaller heel, okay? Now, it's at my house, I didn't bring it. So, but we have black and blue, and it has the NC and all that stuff on there. If you want to check these out later, you can come over and see the new Hatchell heels, okay? So they're right here, all right? They're for you. So you come up and do the Naismith. I'm serious. Take a picture, take it home, show them. Say, this is the Naismith Trophy. because I know a lot of y'all are not probably into the basketball world, not eat up with it like I am. You know, so that's okay. Now, I've got lots of prizes up here. Did you put your name in? Everybody put your name in? Because I got prizes up here. If you didn't, you want to give them a chance? Does it stop working? All right, that's like bad referees.
Do you want me to get some paper?
All right, has everybody got them in here? Got your names in? All right. Well, I may give you about, we want to give them a little slip of paper here? Yeah, we're going to give you a little slip of paper here, and I'll give you a chance to put your name in here, and then I'll start drawing some of these. All right? Hey, listen, I'm a coach. I'm used to people moving around. I'm used to teaching and talking to people as we have a lot of action. So if you didn't get a little blue ticket, raise your hand and we'll give you one. Put your name on there real quick. We're all y'all late. Y'all be running laps for me. Okay? We're all y'all late or what? Well, while you're filling those out, and some of you teamwork here now, we need some of you members to jump up and spread those out. And put your name on as quickly as you can. And I'm going to show you some things I'm going to give out. And like I said, I know everybody's not a Carolina fan, but it's really more of what's on the back. All the front of these shorts have Carolina on them, but the back, like this one here, what does this say on the back? Winners train, losers complain. Okay? Winners train, losers complain. There's one of them. All right, here's another one. It says, this is really good for you guys. What does that one say? Don't just be involved, be committed. Don't just be involved, be committed. There's another good one. We got two of those up here. And actually three. Here's another one. This is one of my favorites right here. All right, what does this say? Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay? Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, so we'll put this one up here too. And then here's another one that says, winners train, losers complain. All right? And then I have another one up here that says, it's amazing what can be accomplished when no one cares who gets the credit. All right? So we've got lots of things up here to give away, and it's going to be like The Price is Right. Because when I call out the names, you better come on down. Alright? And you get your prize, and then you go back. But you only get one prize now, okay? Only get one prize. I had to slap a man's hand a couple weeks ago because he was trying to take something extra. So, alright, everybody got them? We got all the names? Okay, y'all do pretty good. Anybody else? Everybody fill them out? Put them in there? All right, we're going to start right away with the prize. Everybody got them in there? That's good. All right, first prize right here. Come on down. It will be Katie Clendeman. Katie Clendeman. Come on, Katie. Come on up. All right, you take the one you want, Katie. You got to take the one you want. Now, one of the things I want to talk to you about, we're going to talk about a few things tonight, and I'm going to move along quickly, but I want you to enjoy yourself, have fun, but learn something. You know, because success in anything is about relationships with people. Now, but also here, I'm going to give these away also. But we are in Wake Forest, right in the country right now. Okay? Well, I'm going to tell you now, I wanted to go to school at Wake Forest, I couldn't get in. Because when I wanted to come, it was about 20% women, it was all men. I couldn't get in. But one of my best friends went to school at Wake Forest, and actually married a football player. And that was back during the Brian Piccolo days. And she's written all these books about what it means to be Southern. All right? It's Cecilia Grimes. She's from Siler City. Anybody from Siler City here? All right, now, but I'm going to see if you guys can pass this test, and I'm going to give the book away. I'm going to give you the first part. Let's see if you can answer it and give me the Southern saying here. First one is, naked as a jaybird. Jaybird, that's good, that's good. Now, some of y'all not from the South because I'm getting some funny looks. All right, now. Next one. Sharp as a? That's good. Y'all good. Thin as a? Rail. That's good. Dead as a? Man. Y'all good. Smart as a? That's good. Looks like something? The cat drug you. That's good. That's good. All right. Running around like a chicken? With a pig cut off. All right. Tight as a? I hear it. Tight as a tick. Tight as a tick. All right. Now, I got 2 books here. All right. This one is, where's my little bucket here? All right. This will go to, and the winner is Nicole, what's that last name? Arabali? Nicole, all right. She said, I'm not Southern, this will help me. All right. Now, that's Soul Samani's Volume 2. Volume 2. And it says here, all right, I got it marked here. This is more of the graduate school level. All right. Blind as a? Good. Stiff as a? Bored. Now this one's hard. Only had a couple people get this right. Fat as a? Cow.
Tick on a third day supper. I've heard that.
Actually, I'm the only person I ever gave this test to that passed it. I did this with Billy Graham, y'all. I really did. I went to see Billy Graham one time and I gave him his books and he's got it right. It's fat as a tub of lard. All right. Bright as a, I heard somebody say it, I think. Bright as a new penny. Bright as a new penny. Rough as a cob. There you go. That's good. Smooth as? Now it could be baby bottom, but this is smooth as silk. Okay? And then after this one's meat as a? Snake. You got it. You got it. Alright, this book goes to, let's see here. This is Jenny Eldridge. Jenny? Alright, there you go. Good job. Good job. Alright, are we still having problems with this? Are we good? Alright, with our PA system? Alright, now, again, you never know when I'm going to call some names out, and if I do, you come on up here and get your prize, and I'll keep moving, okay? Because I'm not going to slow down, and I got a couple demonstrations. I got a couple people's names already that I'm going to use for my demonstrations, so you never know when I may call you out, alright? So, you know, some of y'all look a little uncomfortable while you're sitting. Go ahead and turn around. Put your chair facing up this way. Put your feet on the floor. And get comfortable here because I got some things I want to say to you, and I want you to listen to me. Now, first of all, I'm impressed with your organization. I've done a little bit of research and homework about you guys. I know you're good. I know you're active. And you have a lot of great projects and a lot of good things that you're doing. But you guys are like my team. I've been coaching, this is my 39th year, and I've won over 900 games and all this stuff, and I don't feel that old. I get on the court. Before I came up here today, I was on the court with my team out there and everything. I'm out there doing drills with them and working them out and everything, and I'm having a good time, and here I'm out there with all those college kids and everything. And, I feel like I'm about 25, and I walk by the mirror, and I look and I say, who is that? But I'm very thankful that I feel this good, and that I have the job I have, and that I'm in the situation that I'm in. But, it doesn't matter whether it's your home, your business, an organization like this, a team like I have. Success in anything is about relationships, all right? It's about relationships with people. So we're going to talk about some things like that the next few minutes and all, because you guys have a great organization. And about relationships, building relationships is about teamwork and about having that spirit of oneness, all right, that you must have. Now, I've got a few characteristics and qualities here that I'm going to mention, and I think these are things that you have to have if you're going to have that spirit of oneness, that teamwork, and that, those relationships that it takes to be successful. And when I'm talking about being successful, I'm not talking about just getting by. I'm talking about winning the championship, all right? I'm talking about winning the championship. So we're not talking about average here, okay? You know, we're going to knock it out of the ballpark, all right? So, you know, let's talk about some things that it takes to be a champion at everything that you do and about building those relationships. And I know, you know, you say, oh no, you hear this word all the time, but there's really no way of getting around this. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with it, talk a little bit about it. And I apologize for my voice because I've been out all over the United States recruiting. Yesterday I did a clinic at University of Alabama. In Alabama, I was down there doing a Nike clinic and about lost my voice there yesterday. So I've been trying to get it to where I can talk to you guys. And it's hard for me not to get excited when I talk to people like you, especially when people are excited about what they're doing like I get. All right? And so, but let's talk a little bit about the fact that everything you do, if you're going to be great at it, you must have the right attitude about it. Okay? Because that is the foundation of everything. You know, with my practice shirts, like these shirts over here, with my team, I'm crazy about quotes. I've got probably 40, 50 different kind of shirts with quotes on the back. And we change them out. Now, we do wash the shirts after practice, okay? But we change them out about every 3 weeks. We have one shirt that says, winning is an attitude. All right? We have another one that says, your altitude is determined by your attitude. All right? So there's so many things that your attitude determines. All right? Now, so I ask you, what is your attitude? Because your attitude is the foundation of everything. All right? And it all starts with the right attitude. Everything starts with the right attitude. There's no doubt about it. And I've got a lot of quotes here, but I'm not going to read those to you because of our time. But I do want to start out with one here because I think this is the way that you need to start every day. And this says, a prayer for today. This is the beginning of a new day. God has given us this day to use as we will. We can waste it or use it for good. But what we do today is important because we are exchanging a day of our life for it. When tomorrow comes, this day will be gone forever, leaving in its place something that we have traded for it. We want it to be gain and not loss, good and not evil, success and not failure, in order that we shall not regret the price we had to pay for it. All right? So, again, I ask you, what is your attitude? You know, and we get in all kinds of difficult and tough situations, you know, but here's my attitude. I say every day that the only thing that can control my day is my Maker and me. I give no one else that privilege. No one else has that opportunity to control my day. Only my Maker and me. And so, you know, and I can't always control how other people treat me, but I can control how I treat them. All right? And so I don't let things bother me like that. You know, and we let too many things get to us and all. And let me give you a couple examples here. First of all, you know, in the Bible there's a story about David and Goliath. You know, little David, shepherd boy, big Goliath, and David goes to fight Goliath. You know, and so you know, here he is. He's gone down the valley. He's going to fight this big giant. You know, and David said, "He's so big." Now, what would you say? I have lost my mind. How fast can I get out of here? He's going to kill me, like Barney Fife said. He's going to kill me, you know. I mean, you know, now what would your attitude be about that? And you know what David's attitude was? You know what he said? He's so big, I can't miss. Yeah, all right. It's all about the attitude that you take about stuff like that, you know. And then also, Kay Yow was passed away a few years ago. She was coaching NC State. A lot of people can't figure out how we were such good friends because she was at State and I'm at Carolina. We were major competitors against each other. We competed against each other. We were not enemies. Okay? All right, you got to keep things in perspective there. But Kate, one time we were talking, and some of you guys have brought cups in, and you know, like a glass, sort of like right here. Excuse me, I'll borrow your glass, like right here. And sometimes you could put water in there. And, you know, some people I've heard them say, "Well, is it half empty or half full? Half empty or half full? How do you see that?" You know, Kate told me one time. She said, "Sylvia, I don't see it half empty. I don't see it half full." She said, "I always see it running over." I always see it running over, you know. So that, again, that's the potential that you have in things. And you know, I know that things aren't always going to be great. You're going to have tough times and everything. And I mean, you know, that introduction, the Hall of Fame stuff, you know, that's great. But you know what? It ain't always been that way. It ain't always been that way. When I first came to North Carolina, my first year we were decent. And then after that, the well was dry. We had no talent. I was helping Kay coach the Olympic team. She had cancer. I had to go do a lot of work that normally I would not have to have done. So I had to put some things on hold in North Carolina. And for the next 3 years, we were terrible. We were the last team in the ACC. Rock bottom. Rock bottom. All right? Now, that don't go over real well in Chapel Hill. You know? I'd be over on Franklin Street, walking down the street, you know, and people cross the road, go the other side. You know, they treated me like I had leprosy or something, you know? Because if you're not winning, Chapel Hill's not a good place to be. All right? You know? So, but anyway, this was a newspaper. This was the Durham Herald-Sun. And I'm going to let you see the front of this. This keeps me humble, okay? I get this out from time to time and read this, all right? And this was in 91, okay? 91. Now, I'm going to give you some dates here, so remember this. And the headline here, what does that say right there, that headline? Black cloud and blue heaven. And the black cloud was me. No, I'm serious. And here I am with my point guard. Picture on the front with my point guard. Black cloud and blue heaven. And it's on the front page. And then this page. And this whole page here is about me. This guy was on a witch hunt. He was trying to get me fired. Really, I'm serious. It's the worst things anybody's ever said about me. All right? Now, when this happened, you know, and first of all, as this was going on, and sort of as the age of some of you guys are, you know, my son was born on the day we played NC State. I've gotten mono a couple of times. I mean, I don't know, every time I thought I could see the light in the tunnel was a freight train coming at me, you know. And so, anyway, but I'm like, okay. When this guy did this, I'm thinking, what is my attitude going to be? What is my attitude going to be to this guy? Because this was, you know, newspaper, big. I mean, he was after me, trying to get me fired. You know, I had a newborn son, and my husband left his job in South Carolina for us to come to North Carolina, and a lot of pressure on me and all that stuff, you know. Well, my human natural impulse was to go hire a hitman and take care of this guy. Okay? Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. All right, but I decided I was going to kill him with kindness. I was going to make him my best friend. So I gave him my home phone number. It's 4 cell phones. I gave him my home phone number. And I usually didn't do that very much. And I killed this guy with kindness. Now, that was 91. In 1994, 3 years later, we won the national championship. We went from last in the league to a national championship in 3 years. So if I can do it, you can do it. Now, let me tell you, it wasn't easy, but here it is just 3 years later, same newspaper, same reporter, and right here, what does that say right there? Born to coach. Yeah. All right? Now, you know what? But again, it was all about the attitude that I took with this guy. All right? So let me ask you, what's your attitude? What is your attitude? All right? And we could talk more and more. I could do a half a day about that. But anyway, now let me tell you something else that's extremely important now if you're going to be great at what you do. If you're going to be a great team, you got to have loyalty. There's not a lot of that these days. Loyalty, all right? Loyalty, that's to each other. Because what loyalty does, it creates harmony in the household. And I always believe that you get what you want by helping other people get what they want. All right? You think about that. All right? And, you know, always remember the people that helped you get wherever you are. So loyalty is a major, major thing there. So ask yourself that, about how loyal you are. All right? The next thing I think you must have if you're going to be great at what you do, is you got to have discipline. You got to be a disciplined person. You say, Coach, you got a scholarship hang over their head. Before I left this afternoon, I had a meeting with the girls after we got off the court because we got one that's having a problem going to class, you know. And I brought her in at 6 o'clock in the morning already 3 times and run her to death. And you know, so I got the rest of them together. I said, all right, here's your teammate. And she ain't being a very good teammate right now because she ain't going to class. And next time she misses, y'all gonna run for her. So you better make sure she gets her behind in class. You don't think they won't do that? You better believe they will. All right? Now, but discipline. All right? Discipline is delayed gratification. Discipline is something you do for a person, not to a person. All right? Discipline determines destiny. Discipline determines destiny. So again, let me ask you, are you a disciplined person? All right? Are you? All right, the next thing I think you must have if you're going to be great at what you do and have a great teamwork is that you must have a commitment to work hard. All right? There's a lot of people now, they want things, but they're not willing to put the work into it. All right? Now, yeah, that Naismith, all that stuff is good, but you know what? When I first started, I washed the uniforms, I swept the floor, I drove the bus. If it got done, I did it. Okay? Now, why? Because I had a love and a passion for what I was doing. All right? So you got to have a commitment to work hard. And again, one of our practice shirts says, if it is to be, it's up to me. If it is to be, it's up to me. All right? Another one says, quality, not quantity. Quality, not quantity. All right? So just think about that. Do you have a commitment to work hard? All right? Think about that. All right? The next thing I think you must have, if you're going to be a great organization, all right, even better than you are right now, is that you're going to say, what does that got to do with the price of eggs? Okay? All right? That's a Southern thing. Okay? Now, but that is chemistry. Now, I ain't talking about the course you take in school, but chemistry. Now, let's talk about that a little bit. Chemistry is like the wind. You can't see it, but you sure can feel the results of it, right? Okay? You can't see it, but you sure can see the results of it. Now, let me tell you how to have chemistry. How to have great chemistry. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. Treat them the way you want to be treated, not how they treated you. Okay? You treat them the way you want to be treated. I got a person I'm working with right now at the University of North Carolina that's very difficult to work with. You know? And we keep having little confrontations, and I just keep, you know, I'm thinking, okay, every time you do something that's not a part of the team, you know, I'm going to go do something nice for you. I'm going to break it. I'm going to break this guy before it's over with. You wait. I'll get the best of him. Okay? All right, but I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to do it the right way. All right, so you think about that. And again, about chemistry. Right now, you're sitting at a table. Okay? Round people there. You know, somebody 6, 8 people there. Now, let's say you guys are in a meeting. You're trying to accomplish something. You're all sitting there. Maybe you don't like these people. You know, you're sitting there, you know, you look out the window, looking at your watch, twiddling your thumbs, and all this stuff. It's like, how fast can I get out here? Okay? All right? You have chemistry with those people? No. Now, sometimes you're sitting there, you know, you guys are talking, you're saying, well, let's do so-and-so, and everybody's, yeah, this is a great idea, and all this stuff. And somebody says, oh, man, look, what time is it? You know, it's already 10 o'clock and all this stuff. Well, you know, we need to go home. And I said, well, I'm going to go down here and get some coffee. Anybody want to join me? So I said, yeah, that's on my way home. I'll go. And they said, yeah, my wife's bowling tonight. I'll go, or whatever. You know, next thing you know, the whole table's just moved to another place. You've been a part of that? Now, is that chemistry? Yeah, that's chemistry. Now, but how do you develop that? All right, you treat other people the way you want to be treated. So that's a big thing there. All right, the next thing I think you must have if you're going to be really, really great and be a championship team, group, organization, is you must have your priorities in order. All right, now I heard some people up here giving talks and stuff, you know, before I came up. You know, a lot of it was about your mission statement, things you're trying to accomplish and things like that, which was very, very good. You know, but not just here, but in your personal life. Do you have your priorities in order? What are your priorities? Because there's so much stuff out there, and I know a lot of y'all are young, you're young mothers, and you got lots of responsibilities and stuff. And I know, I've been there, you know. I mean, I have a husband, and he's a coach, and my son, and, you know, just, I mean, it's like, when do we ever get any sleep? You know, this type of thing. But, you know, the pie is only so big. So what are your priorities? So, you know, and I have to do this with my players from time to time. You know, I'll sit them down, and sometimes just like the young lady having a problem going to class, you know, I say, hey, you know, hey, what's your priorities here? You know? But I'm asking you, what are your priorities? What's important to you? You find time to do whatever your priorities are. Yeah. Now, you know, I work out like crazy. I mean, this morning, I work out, I have a trainer, and I have to pay him whether I'm there or not. And let me tell you, I'm tight. Okay? So I have to pay him even if I'm not there. So I show up. All right? And I'm very, very committed and dedicated to my workouts because it's important to me. It's a priority. I mean, there's been times whenever I go out and get in the car and my secretary is running along the side of the car as I leave because she needs to talk to me about something. But I'm going to my workout. All right? Okay? I take my jacket off here, strain my muscles because I don't have any of those back wings. Okay? You know? A lot of ladies have those things. Okay? I don't have any of those. I'm serious. I like to show them. Okay? So anyway, but again, I'm asking you, what are your priorities? Now, and your priorities can change at different times of the year. All right? Because there's so much out there now. And there's so many distractions that you can have. So what are your priorities? All right? And then the next thing, and this is real important in any organization. You must know and accept your role. You must know and accept your role. If you get too many chiefs and not enough Indians, you got problems. All right, you understand that? So you must know and accept your role. And that's extremely important in any organization. All right, and I'm getting close to the end. I got 3 left here. Now, the next one is you must accept the challenge. Accept the challenge. What challenge do you have? I mean, here my team was rock bottom, last in the league. We went from last to first in 3 years. All right? You must accept the challenge when someone gives you a challenge. And when we won the national championship, our practice shirts, on the back of our shirt, it said, accept the challenge so you may feel the exhilaration of victory. Hey, you're not going to feel the exhilaration of victory of winning if you don't accept the challenge. All right? So you got to accept the challenge there. Don't be afraid to do that. All right? The next one is that you must believe that it's going to happen. You got to set goals with what you're trying to accomplish and all. You must believe that it's going to happen. If you don't believe it, it ain't going to happen. I tell you that. All right? You must believe that things are going to happen. All right? So believe it's going to happen. Believe it's going to happen. All right? Now, and the last one is that it doesn't matter what it is. It could be this organization. It could be your home. It could be your job. It could be, you know, your family, my team, or whatever. But whatever you're doing, if you're going to be the very best and knock it out of the ballpark and win a championship, you must be passionate about what you're doing. You must be passionate about it. You must love what you're doing. I mean, I've been at North Carolina 28 years, been coaching 39. Just this afternoon, I mean, I go out there on the court, you know, and I look around in Carmichael, you know, arena, auditorium and all that. I mean, I have to pinch myself. And I'm thinking, I'm really at the University of North Carolina. I'm coaching the women's basketball team. We're pretty doggone good. I had the #1 recruiting class last year in the country. I said, we're pretty good, you know. I'm having a blast. And they're paying me to do this. How much better does it get? You know? How much better does it get, really? And you say, well, Coach, I don't know what my passion is. You know? Well, let me ask you something. What do you sing about? Sometimes you just catch yourself singing, right? What do you cry about? What do you laugh about? What makes you sing, you laugh, or cry? All right? That's probably close to your passion. All right? And let me tell you what, if you can make a living as something you have a passion for, it don't get no better than that. Okay? I got a doctor friend in Chapel Hill, you know, because, you know, we got medicine people everywhere over there, you know. And in fact, I got one with me tonight, my friend Diane right here. Diane is, she's the head nurse at the vascular division at UNC. And so she came over here with me tonight. And but I have a doctor friend there. And he was in Chapel Hill Internal Medicine a few years ago. He said, well, Coach, I'd like to assign you to another guy, another doctor here. He said, because I'm going to retire early. And he wasn't a very old man. And I'm saying, oh, really? He said, yeah, I'm going to go do what I have a passion for. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, what's that? And he said, metal art. I thought, this man has lost his mind. You know? He had a passion for metal art. And I'm thinking, hey, you go, buddy. I mean, he's giving up his medical profession to go do metal art, you know? And I'm thinking, well, you know, that's pretty good. That's okay, you know? So, but I'm asking you again, what do you have a passion for? What do you have a passion for? You know, and I talked to you a little bit about believing, you know, what's going to happen. This piece of paper is yellow because it's old, all right? But I got it in my hand here because whenever my team, when we won the national championship, this year will be the 20-year anniversary, you know, I told you we went from last to first in 3 years. But now let me tell you how we won. With 7/10 of a second. Not 7 seconds, 7/10. Okay? About the time it takes you to blink your eye. We were down by 2 points. Now, you think people watching on national television all over the country, you know, felt like we were going to win a national championship? We were down by 2 with 7/10 of a second to go. No, you know, most people say, well, they've had a great year, and, you know, they've really come a long way, and all that stuff. But you know what? I'm telling you, what you put in your mind comes out in your life. All right? And this is the last, I held this piece of paper in my hand in the locker room, just like you're sitting there right now. My players were sitting there, and I read this to them, and this was the last thing I said to them when we went out to play for a national championship. This is what they had in their minds, all right? And it says, what is faith? Which is believing. It is the confident assurance that something we want is going to happen. It is the certainty that what we hope for is waiting for us, even though we cannot see it up ahead. That was what was in their minds, you know? So with 7/10 of a second on the clock, you know, we ran a play, and I didn't go for the tie. We were down by 2. We went for the win. We went for the 3-point shot, you know? And I had a player make a 3-point shot with 7/10 of a second on the clock, and that's how we won the national championship, all right? So you better believe, man, I have faith. All right? And I'm going to tell you what, about a few days after it was over with, I was in the airport in Washington, D.C., and I was sitting over on the side by myself, you know, and reading and stuff, and this man walked up to me, and he didn't introduce himself or anything. He looked at me and said, are you the women's coach at North Carolina? I looked up at him, and I said, yes, sir, I am. And he went, I'd hate to play you in a poker game. And not the time. You know, I gambled. I went for the win, and I tell you, you got to take some chances. You got to take some chances. All right, now, I need, and I've got a couple of demo things here. This is something I got, and I'll give this away. But you know what, I was talking about attitudes a while ago. I don't let people that are negative around me. I don't like to be around people that are negative. All right, and I have these, and with my staff. I wear warm-up suits a lot, especially when we're practicing and all this stuff. And I carry these in my pocket. And anytime anybody starts talking negative, the clicker, and somebody starts saying something negative, and my golden retriever hates this. Anybody starts talking negative, I mean, you know, it's getting like, no, we don't talk negative here. No, I don't want to hear that. No, Right there, the clicker, all right? Again, all right, now that some of y'all on board with me, somebody's still rolling your eyes at me a little bit, and I read a quote today. It said, behind every great man is a woman rolling her eyes. That's pretty good, all right? Now, I need Wesley Settle, all right, and Susie Tickle. Come up here. Come up here. All right, now while they're coming up, let me give out a couple more shirts. I should have already done this. All right. Okay, let's see here. Let me have Helen Holder. Helen, come on down. All right. And let's see here. This will be Jackie Duncan? Yeah, come on up. All right? Come on up. And let's give out one more, too. All right. Kimberly Blaylock. Kimberly, come on up. All right, good. Take the one you want. Only one, though. All right. Okay, now, I want to do a demonstration here. Take the one you want. There you go. I do this every year with my team. And right now, you guys are my team. Okay? We're going to do this. Every year with my team, I give out one of these big popsicle sticks to them. Alright? And we're going to be doing this probably within the next month. Alright? And actually I have actually one of the teams a few years back. Here's one of them right here, if you want to see the real thing. So, but let's say you guys are all on my team. I'm going to give each one of you one of these. Each one's you got one in your hand now. Okay? Right now, you got one in your hand. And I tell you, I say, personalize it. Personalize it. You say, what? I said, draw pictures as much as you can, and we'll put magic markers and crayons and all these markers in the floor, in the locker room. You know, and I tell them, I said, you can go with your own, get your own little spot off somewhere. You know, they'll be laying on the floor, and some of them will, you know, be sitting in their lockers and stuff like that, you know. But anyway, and I'll say, personalize it so that when I look at it, I can say, oh, this is Jackie, or this is Mary, or this is Jane, or whatever. But put something on there that is about you. What would you put on there? What would you put on there? All right, now, which one is which? You're Wesley, all right, and you are Susie, all right. Okay, so now all of you, we've given them out, and all of you have personalized yours, all right? And then we have taken them up. And right here you are. Right here you are. All right? Okay, y'all come on out front. I'm going to teach you guys to be assertive and aggressive females. Okay? Assertive and aggressive. Now, and let me tell you, I have a really, really good friend. She was a former Olympic coach. She's retired now. She does individual workouts and training for teenage girls. She told me a few weeks ago, she said, Sylvia, she said, you're not going to believe this. She said, before I do a workout program with a young woman, she said, I sit down with her parents and say, what do you want to get from this? You know, most of the time you'd say, well, I want to learn better about my shooting or my ball handling or something like that. She said, 90% of the time, the number one thing I get is self-confidence. I said, self-confidence? And these are like 12, 13, 14-year-old girls, you know? Because, well, you know, if women don't support women, who will? You know? Women don't support women, who will? All right, now. All right, Susie, I'm going to give you to Wesley. There you go. And then Wesley, you got Susie. Now, Susie, you got Wesley in your hand. Okay? Step on up here. Now, breaker. Don't give me that look. Don't roll your eyes at me. Breaker, breaker. All right, she's paired you up pretty good. All right, now, you got Susie in your hands, breaker. She popped you pretty good. All right, now let me ask you something. What do we, in our organizations, in our homes, our schools, and everything we do, what do we do to break each other? Negative thoughts, thank you. What else? What? Gossip? Ooh, yes, amen to that. What else? What else? What do we do to break each other? Ignore. Not be a team player. Not share our load. Think about what we do to break each other. All right, now. Where did you bandage Susie up? She got you in 3 parts over here. All right, now, Susie, you bandaged her up. We're going to see which one of y'all should have been a surgeon. All right? But no, really, as they're bandaging each other up, just think about this. You know, things that we do to hurt each other. You know, women are bad about gossiping, okay? And like I said a while ago, if women don't support women, then who will? You know? So we just think about things like that. All right? Now, and again, it doesn't matter how good you think you are. All right? Now, look, here you guys are, and she's going to be a while here. She had 3 parts over there. All right, we got Wesley bandaged up. Susie, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, okay? All right, I'm going to take her, and I'm going to put her down here in the middle with you guys. All right, now break her. Come on, you're strong. Break her. All right, she said, I can't. All right, that's good. She did good to be in 3 parts. All right. Now we're going to take Susie and put her down in here. All right, Wesley, now break her. Come on. She said, I can't. Now, again, there's strength in unity and togetherness, okay? It doesn't matter how good you think you are, how good Mom and Daddy says you are if you're a player, you know, what the newspaper writes about you, whatever. You're as never good out there by yourself as you are with the team and with the group, all right? Now, let's say all of a sudden one of you don't like how something's being done, and so you just sort of pull away and do your own thing, and somebody says, well, if she's going to act like that, I don't want to be there either. You go over there later. Now, as each one of you pull away, you make yourself weaker, but what do you do to the core? You make it weaker also. So don't be so selfish. It's not about you. Okay? It's not about you. All right, I got 2 shirts left, and each one of you get one. Okay? Go get you a shirt. Right there. All right, now, as they're getting their shirts, and I've got one story I'm going to close with. I know my time's gone, but y'all been pretty good. Some of y'all into this. Some of y'all can be great leaders, and you're really, really into this. But as they're getting their shirts, now, probably a lot of y'all know Gary. He's from here. How many of you have read this book, 5 Love Languages? Good job. If you hadn't, get it, okay? All right, this is a great thing about relationships, about building relationships with people. And he also has it for children, teenagers, singles, senior adults, all of them. It's all the same. It's all the same. So if you haven't got that. Another one here that's a great book that I love, and my friend Diane here, her husband works for John Maxwell. Talent is never enough. Talent is never enough. If you've never read this book, get it. It's for your children, you, your family, everybody. All right? Talent is never enough. A great, great book. All right? Great, great book. All right, now, who wants a clicker? Okay, you're a strong woman. I know. Let her have that clicker. There you go. There you go. All right, now, and then I had this up here. I hadn't showed you this, but, you know, sometimes with my players, you know, if their attitude's not always what it needs to be, sometimes you may have to get this out. What does that say right there? Attitude adjustment. Okay? Attitude adjustment. Sometimes you may have to have something like that. All right? Now, you know, things don't always happen like we want them to happen. You know, I told you about the 3 years we had a losing record, everything, and, you know, a while ago, you know, heard stories about some situations that some of you have had and everything like that. But I'm going to tell you what now, everything happens for a reason. All right? And I'm going to tell you a true story. And y'all could use this for your organization and your thing. I want everybody to look at me, put your feet on the floor. Okay? It's going to take me about 3 or 4 minutes to tell you this, and then I'll be finished. Now, 3 years ago, I had a pretty good team. And we were doing okay and all this. Got into February, and it was close to the end of the season, and we lost like 4 of our last 5 games. And there was no reason for it, okay? And we were getting ready to go to the ACC tournament. I'm upset because we've lost some games we shouldn't have lost and everything, you know. And so a friend of mine is a coach at another university, a smaller school. She sent this to my husband, and he walked in one morning. I was still in the bed. He walked in, he laid it on the bed. He said, "Here, Brenda sent this, said that, you know, you might could use this." And so I picked it up and I read it, and I'm thinking, this is pretty good. All right? Let me read it to you. And by the way, I have a copy for all of you. Okay? It says, every year, a basketball team wins the NCAA National Championship. It's a long road, but the teams who are able to make that journey have one thing in common. No matter how tough it became throughout their season, they did one thing. They held the rope. What is holding the rope? Imagine that you are hanging off the edge of a cliff with a drop of 20,000 feet. The only thing between you and a fall to your death is a rope with a person of your choice on the other end. Who do you know has the guts to pull you to safety? Who will hold the rope? Who do you know that is going to let that rope burn her hands and not let go? How many people you know are going to withstand the burning pain and watch the blood drip from their hands for you? If you can name 2, that's not enough. The next time your team is together, look around and ask yourself, who could I trust to hold the rope? Who is going to let their hands bleed for me? When you can look at every member of your team and say to yourself that they would all hold the rope, you're destined to win a lot of games. You see, the teams that hold the rope when the going gets tough are winners. When you're down by 4 seconds, by 4 with 30 seconds to go, don't give up. Hold the rope. Yell at your teammates to hold the rope. Let it burn. Let it bleed. But whatever you do, don't dare let go. Every year there are winners and losers in every sport. Every year winners hold the rope. You don't have to be the best team on the floor to win a game. You don't have to be the best player or even to play very much. But it is vital that you must hold the rope. You must be committed to your team. Let me say that again. You must be committed to your team. And your teammates must be able to trust that you will be there for them if and when they need you. Don't let your teammates down no matter how bad it hurts. Hold the rope. Now I thought, that's pretty good. You know? So, we go to Greensboro over here close by to the ACC tournament. And we didn't get a bye because we lost those games at the end. So we were having to play 4 games in 4 days to win the championship. You know? So our first game was against Clemson. Right before we played that game, I gave a copy of that to each one of my players. All right? And I had gone to the pet store and I had bought this. Now it just happens to be the right colors too. Okay? But I bought this. And I read that to them. And I said, if you guys will buy into that about holding the rope for each other, all right, then you will win. And I said, all you guys, get up here and put your hands on the rope. And they did. They all got up and they all had their hands on this rope. This rope. All right? So they all got their hands on the rope. And I put them in the huddle. We're getting ready to go out and play in the Coliseum in Greensboro. And I said, all right, I'm going to count to 3. You guys say, hold the rope. All right? All right, right now, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. You guys all say, hold the rope. 1, 2, 3.
Hold the rope.
All right, okay. So, we go out and play. We killed Clemson. All right, we beat them about 40 points. Next day, we're playing Florida State. They're ranked, I think, 9th or 10th in the country. All right, same thing. We get up, get ready to go out and play. I put the rope in there. I said, you guys put your hands on the rope. Okay, they all did. I said, hold the rope. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hold the rope.
Hold the rope. All right. We go out. We play Florida State. We beat them about 25. All right. Okay. Next day, semifinals. Miami. We're ranked top 5 in the country. All right. Same thing. We're in there. And now the kids that were sitting on the bench, not playing very much, are taking the rope to the bench. Okay. All right. First 2 games we left in the locker room, but they're taking the rope to the bench. We all get in there together. We got our hands on that rope. All right? And I say, hold the rope. 1, 2, 3. Hold the rope. All right? Okay. We go play Miami. I mean, we absolutely blew them out of the gym. When the game was over with, the coach, she said to me, she said, if you guys play like this, you will win the national championship. All right? Now, so here we are, 4 days, and we're playing for the championship. And we're playing Duke for the championship. You know, again, hold the rope. We go out there. At halftime, we're ahead. All right? With 9 minutes, we're ahead. The last 4 or 5 minutes, we just gave out of steam. We lost the game by 3 points. But did we really lose? No, because, I mean, we had mentally and as a team, we had overcome that. Were we holding the rope for each other? Yes, we were. Yes, we were. But now the story doesn't end there because, you know, we get an NCAA bid. We go to the NCAA tournament. You know, we play well. We get to the Elite 8. All right? We're playing Stanford out in California. And with 2 minutes to go, it's a tied game. All right? All right? We get a couple bad calls the last minute. We lose the game by 3 points. But we're in the Elite 8. All right? We had a great year. It means we were the top 8 teams in the country. You know why? Because of hold the rope. Now, season's over with, and then, we're in Raleigh at the Northridge Country Club in the spring, and just like a gathering like you guys right here, okay? I'm in there with Woody Darn, and Butch Davis was our football coach, and Roy and I, and we get up there, and, Woody asked us a few questions and all that stuff, so we'd done that. Somebody in the back of the room back over there, some guy raised his hand, he said, Coach, he said, during the season, y'all, stumbled and you lost a bunch of games there in February. He said, y'all got in a tournament time. He said, y'all were like in a different planet. He said, a different team. He said, what did you do? So I said to him a little bit told the story a little bit about Hold the Rope, all right? I go home and all this stuff. The next morning I'm in the office and waiting for some recruits to come in. And my secretary, who was just precious, she walked in and she said, well, you just never know when you're out speaking, what you're going to say that's how it's going to affect somebody. I'm thinking, Lord, what did I do now? And so, anyway, she said, I got this man on the phone, and she said, his name is Travis Cook. And she said, he and his dad were there last night. And said, when you told the story about Hold the Rope, said his dad is in really, really bad health. And his dad is on the heart transplant list at Duke. Okay? He's on the transplant list. He said, Travis just called because he said, last night when you finished speaking, he said, his dad's name was Rodney. Rodney looked at his son Travis and he said, son, will you hold the rope for me? And Travis said, Dad, I will. All right? Now, but Travis called the office, and I did not talk to these people. I could not have told you who they were. But Travis called the office because he said, I want Coach Hatchell to know that last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, my dad got a call from Duke. They got him a heart. Okay? He said, and my mom and dad's on their way. Rodney was about late 50s, and Travis was probably in his late 30s. And he said, I'm on my way to Duke to meet my mom and dad over there. And he said, but I wanted to ask Coach Hatchell, where did she get that rope? He said, I want to give my dad a rope, because last night he asked me if I had to hold the rope for him. He said, I want to give him the rope, before he goes in and get his new heart. So, anyway, again, I've not seen these people. I got recruits coming in and everything. And so, the copy I'm going to give you in just a few minutes, I took that, and I wrote on there, Rodney, we're holding the rope for you. God bless. And I signed my name. And I always carry money in my pockets. I put out a $20 bill, and I gave it to my secretary, Jane. And I said, Jane, go to the pet store and buy a rope. All right? And then you take your little behind over there to Duke and find that man. We don't go to Duke too much, All right? Because, Travis was on his way to the hospital, and he was trying to get there before they took his dad in, and he didn't have time to stop and get a rope, So I sent Jane over to Duke, And so, anyway, I had recruits coming in and everything, and, I'm out all over campus with my recruits and all that stuff, And so, around lunchtime, my recruits are with academic people, so I come back over to the office. Well, I come in, well, Jane's not there, so I'm in my office, and she doesn't know I've gone back in. And a few minutes later, she come walking in, and she said, I didn't know you were back. And she walked in, and she was crying, and she said, the best part of my job is being able to do things that you don't get to do. She said, Coach, I went over there, I went and got the rope, and I went over there, and I had to find this man. And if you've ever been to the hospital, Duke is huge. Anyway, so she said, I went in, and they told me the room and all that stuff. And she didn't know whether they had taken him down or not or whatever, But so Jane goes upstairs. They don't know her. She don't know them. And so she said, I walked down the hall to the room where he was supposed to be. She said, I walked by and I looked in there, and there was a man in the bed and some people around his bed. So she said, I walked by. So she said, then I turned around and she said, I walked back by. And she left his back. She looked in there, and she said, they probably said, who is that crazy woman out there walking down the hall looking in this room? And so the third time she walked by, and she did this right here. She had the bag. She pulled the rope out, and she did like that. She grabbed the rope a little bit. Well, again, she don't know these people. They don't know her. So Travis saw her. So he came out. And so she said, she gave him the envelope. She said, here's a note from Coach Hatchell with the Hold the Rope story. And here is a rope. She wanted you to have that. And he said, no, you got to come in here and give it to my dad. So Jane went in there, and she gave Rodney the note that I wrote and his rope before they took him down to get his new heart. And here is a picture on a cell phone of Rodney in the bed all right, with his son Travis there, his wife and his daughter, and they're all holding the rope. This is before the man goes to get his new heart, all right, right there. Okay, now, the story doesn't quite end there because, again, all right, when he gets out of the hospital, and I've never seen this man. He calls the office, you know, and he told Jane, he said, I want to come see Coach Hatchell, you know. And so we set up a couple days later, we set up a time for him to come over at 1:30 in the afternoon. So, you know, I go over to Sutton's drugstore. I'm getting something to eat and everything. My secretary calls and she said, Coach, Rodney's here. I said, we're supposed to be here at 1:30. And this was probably close to 1 o'clock. And I said, I'll be back over there in just a few minutes. She said, oh no. She said, I told him he was at Sutton. He's on his way over there. You know? And so anyway, Sutton's drugstore is packed. You know, and I'm sitting at the counter because it's so crowded. And I didn't know this man. You know, and a few minutes later, you know, all of a sudden the people part. And here comes this man on a mission. All right? And he finds me at the counter at Sutton's drugstore. And he gave me the biggest bear hug I think I've ever had. And he handed me 2 envelopes, all right? And one here is a picture of him on Father's Day. And it says, Rodney Cook, wife Sue, and grandchildren on Father's Day. This is right after he got out of the hospital and had his new heart. And then this right here is a picture of the rope hanging on the corner of his bed in the CICU unit at Duke. The word got out. They put it out on the internet everywhere. People all over the United States were sending notes and letters to Rodney telling him that they would hold the rope for him. This is a picture of it right there. Okay? All right? And then he gave me another envelope. And that year I had a player that had cancer, Jessica Breland, and we had started a foundation for her. And he handed me another envelope. He said, I can't ever repay what you've done for me. He says, but I want to help. And so he gave me an envelope and it had a check in it for Jessica's foundation. But let me tell you what Rodney does right now. Right now. He's done this since he had his heart replaced. He finds people that need somebody to hold the rope for them. And he does it. He goes and, you don't know these people. He goes and visits them. He gives them the hold the rope story. He gives them a rope. And he gives them encouragement. That's what he does every day now. Okay? All right? Now, but I want to tell you this. If my team hadn't lost those games, the hold the rope would have never happened. All right? So when you start questioning why things happen, there is a reason for everything. We don't want it to always happen. There's a reason, because if my team had not lost those games, you know, there would be no Rodney Cook. All right? There would be no hold the rope story. All right? So you got to understand, it's more than winning the game on the scoreboard. It's about winning the big game of life. All right? And that's what you guys do. This is what your organization does. Y'all hold the rope for people. You hold the rope for each other. And you make a difference. And that's what it's all about. So again, you know, hold the rope for each other. I've got a copy for each one of you up here. You know, and you guys keep doing what you're doing. Be passionate about it. Stay together. Be a strong unit. Have that spirit of oneness. Be a great team. All right? And everything you do. Don't go for the tie. Go for the win. And keep winning championships. Y'all are fantastic. Thank you.